Hello, how are you? I hope that if someone is here, welcome to a new life. First of all, I want to ask if can you hear me well, and if can you see me fine. Just let me know in the chat if there is someone here. Just to start today's live. I was uploading a little image on my Instagram account just to share the live. I will wait a few minutes just to double check that everything is working here on my side. Hey, Joha. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, but awesome. Glad to hear that everything is good. Well, today is the third day of the Mardini. In case that this is the first time that you are here, the idea behind this live is that I want to do a part of the creation process of my entry during live. So maybe one day I can start from scratch, another one I can do the look development, and so on. Today will be another day where I am going to start from scratch. I am not a big fan of doing lives, or actually Mardini, on weekends. So that's the reason that I didn't make a live yesterday. I was doing, Sunday stuff, like riding a bike, cleaning the house, that kind of things. I want to ask you also if the music volume is okay. I configured the setup today a little slightly different, so I just want to know if the volume of my voice and also from the music is okay. What else? Also I noticed that the previous live, the live streaming quality was a little bad. So I decided to put down the original live, and I already upload a local recording that I make at the same time with the live, which with so much more quality. Probably I will do the same with this one. I changed a few settings on the quality, but I don't know why the streaming is at 1080. I believe it is still at 1080 and not in 4K. So 1080. I believe it is. Sorry, I opened the live just to double check, but yeah, it is at 1080 with 60 FPS. But here on my OBS, I have 4K and 30 FPS. So I don't know. This thing is doing what it wants. Yeah, it is 1080. Yeah, well, maybe for tomorrow I can win around to OBS. But well, okay. Just let's start to dive in. Today, the prompt of today is architecture, if I am correctly. Let me share my screen. Okay, there you go. Actually, before talking about today's prompt, I want to show you the final result from day one, and also the final result from yesterday. I still need to upload my entries, but I will do that maybe at my night. Hopefully, the 3 days at the same time. So let me put this thing a little bit bigger. Okay, this is the final result from day one. It's a little bit dumb, but yeah, it's a little truck that just fall into the cliff. and the crane just rescued the truck. I like it. I already added a little bit of music and one sound effects with the explosion. I started a free trial from Epidemic Sound. It has a pretty good plugin for DaVinci Resolve, which is the editor, the video editor software that I use. It is cool because it is well, I don't know. I'm not going to say like a very integrated, but it has a nice integration with DaVinci. So it is very. You can build like a music and sound effects stuff very quickly. And this is the one from yesterday. I like this one. I love the overall look from this. It is like a reveal animation from a chair. Yesterday prompt was furniture. So I downloaded this model from the Grayscale Gorillas library, and also the base. I love the base because it is not perfect. It has some breaks in some sections. So yeah, I like this one. Okay, finally. Let's dive into the prompt. Today's prompt is architecture. So I was thinking that maybe just to honor a little bit the movies from yesterday of the Academy Awards, maybe we can do something related to the brutalist style, like the brutalist movie. I haven't seen the movie yet. It looks pretty good. I know that it is like around 3.5 hours or something like that. So it is a pretty long movie, but I just hear good things about the movie. So yeah, maybe I will see it very soon, hopefully. As you may know, the brutalist is like an architecture movement from, well, I don't know. I know that it is created after the first World War, I believe. So it is the architecture style is created by these kind of very massive concrete structures and with a very geometric style. So it is a very interesting style. So I was looking like some reference here from from Pinterest. Let me open. Maybe we can open PureRef and just throw a few reference here before I start. Okay, I was checking, for example, this one is an interesting one. I think this actually reminds me a piece from Man vs. Machine, if I remember correctly, from what year? Maybe 2017, something like that, where they created a kind of building, moving with different kind of models. It was an interesting piece. I lost the reference. Let me open Pinterest again. Okay, this one. Let's also save this PureRef. Okay, now I already saved the file. Okay, yeah, there are a few interesting references. I think that might be interesting to have like a space, of course, a kind of structure where maybe we're going to open a section and the light will get inside of the space just to illuminate everything. that should be like an easy thing and a nice looking thing, a nice looking proposal for this one. I like this camera angle from this reference. Let's save it too. Look at this. Something like this might work very well. Let's save that one and also increase the size because this might be like the main reference. Let's try to find the members of machine reference. I believe it was for the Apple Studio machine. Yeah. I was close. It was created in 2018. Let's check the reference to see if there is something interesting that we can rescue from this. I think that the interesting thing from this one is to this kind of behavior of having some intersection on the structures. That could be cool. The repetition element is another good one. Yeah, this is the shot that I remember. It is very cool. Hey ma'am, how are you? Glad to see you here. Glad to see that you have a little free time for supporting the GSG Discord. Yeah, man, I am like checking a few reference for today prompt. Today prompt is architecture. So I was checking some brutalist reference, and that reminds me this piece from Members of Machine from well, actually a lion 7 years ago. Yeah, from 7 years ago from Members of Machine from 2018. So this is a pretty good one. So maybe we can rescue from this like some intersection structures. So that can work nicely. I remember this reference from like maybe 3 years ago, something like that. Okay, maybe I like this shot with the stairs. Let's just grab a screenshot. What else? I like this one, but I already created an exterior shot. I want to do an interior one this time. I like the repetition from this one, but I don't know if we can use that on the interior section. Let's see. Yeah, the circular. I believe that you refer to this one. The circular maze is pretty well. Sorry. I like. Let me start to reorganize the reference a little bit here. I like. Well, actually, this was the picture that reminds me the Members of Machine reference. I like maybe we can have like a sort of cubes or modules intersecting with each other, and somehow on a interior section just to leave the light entering into the scene. I like I love this reference where the lighting is getting inside the space, like this one, and also I love this kind of circle or structure, massive circle, which is like the big entrance of light. Sorry. I think that maybe I don't remember the name of the from this planet on Doom, the Doom movie, the planet where everything is black and white due to the sun. The structures from that planet are also pretty good. Let's see, Doom 2. I don't remember. I don't know if you know if you know which is the name of that planet, or maybe you can just put black and white planet. Yeah, this one, Harkonnen. That's the name. Harkonnen. Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan either from Doom. A lot of my friends hate me for that, but it doesn't mean that there is a lot of things that I love from the movie, especially of course the photography. The photography is amazing. Some shots are just amazing. No, but looks like I don't have like the interior shots for the structure. You can see the movie, but yeah, maybe just to enjoy the photography. Of course, the VFX are massive, are just really, really awesome. And maybe I love this one with the cubes. But yeah, maybe we can just start to throw some lines in Houdini. I think that we have enough. Let me also. But I haven't scrolled too much here on the Pinterest. This one with the kind of arc looks very interesting. Also, we can have this one. Okay, nice. Let me take note from your recommendation. Ready. I also grab the text. This is interesting. I didn't know that this style was called like this. This is good. Those patterns are pretty good. Let's grab that one too. Where is it? The pure ref. Okay, let's grab 2 or 3 more images and let's dive into Houdini. I think also that we have enough, but hey Terry, how are you, man? Glad to see you here. This one is interesting. I love the scale from this one. It's like the little door just creates a sensation that the space is massive. I love that one. What else? No, well, I want to believe that I can finish this one with some big quotes in on a good time. So, and this one, I love the light from this one. So I hope that I can finish this one in a good time. The deadline for me is 2 a.m. Well, the previous year I always send my entries at the deadline, but definitely I want to improve that. I don't know you guys, but I have well, I'm going to say recently, but it is not too recently. Maybe since last year, I started to look for reference in Pinterest instead of Behance, because I don't know, maybe it's the engine from Pinterest or actually the engine from Behance, which maybe is not too good at this point. In Pinterest we can find nice reference that might be difficult to find in another platform like Behance or I don't know which other. Okay, guys, yeah, let's close this thing because if not, we are going to just grab reference for 10 hours. Let's organize this thing a little bit. Okay, again, our main one will be this one, the scene, thinking on the scene like with a big entrance of light. Also, it will be nice to create a module that maybe we can move to open the space to bring the light into the scene, and hopefully also with a massive sensation of scale. That will be our 3 rules to develop this one. Maybe just put the reference here. Well, maybe someday I can click it correctly. Okay, let's start with Houdini. As I mentioned on the first live, I usually prefer to design directly right now in Solaris, unless there is a very heavy thing that I'm going to create. Maybe let's try. I can't decide between arcs or just stuff with angles. Actually, for example, well, maybe let's start with a cube and add a bevel. Select the one of the edges. There is an interesting note from the NT-Lift that I recently downloaded. I haven't tested the library too much, but it has some interesting notes. Okay, tell me how can I cheat? In the meantime, regarding the node, there is, I believe the name is extrude. Well, extrude subdivision. It's to create a kind of, yeah, this kind of structures like recursive extrusions that might look good or not, depending of what we want. Okay. If you see me just moving a slider, this is the time when I'm like a rendering on my mind. So I am thinking like I have some methods that I can use. So just enjoy the music sometime. I always love to use the mob scribbler to do the same trick of moving the edges. So this might be also interesting. What happens if I just add a mob's noise fall off here? I mean, this is the idea of the of the life, right? You will see me also sharing a lot of tricks, but also my experimentation process from scratch, just throwing some arrows to see if something works. I am thinking that maybe as soon that we have the base pattern, maybe we can just delete some faces. And also create a kind of random per face. Okay, we start to have something. And what happens if we do the same, but now just create some bevels, big angles with a random chance also. We can also scale this with an attribute. So maybe just throw another attribute randomize. Okay, of course. I mean, I think that the base idea can work. Right now, the attribute randomize is giving random values, which, okay, is on the name, of course. But we should maybe also create the attribute on primitives and then promote it to points just to have the same value on all points from the same primitive. No, that didn't work. Let's think on another method. I'm wondering why this is flickering. Maybe our topology is not constant in some point. Let's check very quickly. I believe that right now the polybevel is getting confused because sometimes some faces are glued together and sometimes they are no longer glued together. So maybe we can just double check the connectivity of the elements. Well, and see if everything is correctly separated. If not, we maybe try to find another method just to keep and be sure to always have the same extruded models. Well, yeah, separated. Yeah, this is a problem. We have only one chunk, so let's go back a little bit. Just add a facet node and enable unique points. As you can see here, now we have 29 primitives with 116 points, and now before that there was 66 points. So now if I check the connected pieces with this loop, I can see each one, each big cube, because, well, they are cubes. Just delete that. Okay, now we have another problem. The flickerings are differently. Okay, what else can we do? Let's continue exploring from this one. I believe that maybe what happened. Let's do a previous step. Let's double check again the connectivity after the extrude. And you know what? Now we are going to do a mobs convert because I want to randomize the height of each element. So we can do that very easily with the mobs randomize node. Because maybe our camera can be positioned in something like this, something like that, but let's continue the exploration. Okay, now let's unpack our asset. Okay, I believe that the main problem, conceptual problem behind this right now is that there is some cases where in one single section or cube we have more than one edge selected. So that's what is causing the error, because as soon they intersect each other, the problems start to appear. I'm wondering why this is changing. I believe that's because of the mobs convert. This is the kind of cases where if your animation starts at the beginning and you have time dependency, probably you're going to start to break your head to find solutions to control the time dependency and the consequences of the time dependency, because if this is not animated from scratch or from the base actually, maybe the entire process will be more easy. I don't know if this is the correct word, but let's continue playing with this. Okay, I'm going to use an ID node from the AE because this is a fast way to create an ID attribute from primitives and promote it to points. It is important that after the poly extrude we should keep the same ID. Okay, looks like our problem is more from the beginning, probably generated by the random selection. Yeah, and probably because this is changing the topology over time, so maybe I can try to reduce the limits of the animation and see if that will help us, but looks like not. Okay, maybe let's try another thing. Let's try to delete the primitives on a more controlled way with a granular node. It's not a complex technique. We are just going to create a random seed based on the primitive number, because I don't know which method is using the random selection node. Probably the same one. We're going to discover that. Okay. If let's create a random value, or actually random value. Also, we can call the primitive number with the variable primnum, and then also consider a seed value that I can create as a parameter like this one. So if the rand number is bigger than a threshold that I'm going to create, remove the primitive, which is, if I remember correctly, the expression should be something like this, but I always forgot the correct method to. Okay, there you go. Because in difference to the point, a difference to the remove point, sorry, we need to specify a third argument, which decide if we're going to leave or not the points from the primitive. And the one value means that it also will delete the points from the primitive, which is what we want in this case. And here I can just change the seed, maybe try to have an empty space at the middle. Yeah, something like this one. No, definitely the problem is starting from the variable, because it is changing our primitive number. So let's disable the noise fall off and just manually animate this thing. Look at this. I can extrude everything directly here, but I prefer to control, in this case, the extrusion to be able to delete some section of the grid first. Probably I have like a 2 years from using, or actually from 1 year without using this node, because last time I used it, I believe it was on previous Mardini. So that might be the cause that I forgot the separation and the extrusion values. Yeah, but in this case, due to the separation, it is giving me some gaps in some sections, so I don't want that. I can keep the separation. I think this should not be 0. Okay, let's see what other thing we can do here. Maybe also reduce the maximum value of the animation. Okay, it works finally. What happens if we introduce another iteration? It starts to become very unstable again. So, what happens if we just put another gripper? Looks like we're going to live with the with this topology, but it's okay. It works as a base shape. Let's do our stuff again. Also add a bottom layer. Okay, here there is another one flickering. You know what? We should have also a an ID attribute for this thing. There is another one, another node called from labs, lot subdivision, which is very similar actually. Maybe we can give it a try with this one. Okay, the cluster doesn't work too good with animation. Okay, let's try our setup with the large subdivision. We have a similar thing. Maybe this is the moment when when I try another thing. I don't know. Let's just stick with the mob scribbler. Yeah, it would be nice to have like an ID attribute exported from the Gribbler, but well, it is what it is. That's what we have. Here we just need to delete the green box that is jumping. It's jumping also the orange. Okay. Just leave that thing. And then also pack everything using the same ID that we already have. But why this is not because I believe that the mobs convert needs the attribute at primitive level. There you go. Okay, finally a little bit of progress. So, how are you guys? There is someone still here? Do you want to add something? I think that maybe at the moment that we have like we nail the base model, maybe we can just duplicate it to have more elements on the background. But let's continue experimenting with this one. Well, my magic trick was to use a blast to solve everything. Give me 1 second to drink a little bit of water. Okay, now we have our bevel again. I think that maybe the bevel node, it would be interesting if it is dynamic, if it maybe react based on the size of each box. So with that, our bevel will always increase and decrease depending of the box size. So let's try that. We can do it with the measure, and we should enable the per piece, and also change and use our PR ID, which I don't know if we lost it after the packing. Let me double check that. Yeah, no, we still have it. Don't pay attention to the normals. Okay, and I can't remember if I should use the area or the volume. It should be the volume. Okay, we have something. Okay, now I can show you a good trick, which actually Terry teach me this one, because I use this trick both with the manual way with Vex, but there is a node from Labs called min-max average value, so which automatically compute the minimum value and the maximum value from an attribute. So we're going to do this for the volume attribute and get the minimum value. Now we should have average volume, but no, this should be min, add a suffix, because we are going to create a ramp based on the maximum and minimum value for the volume of the boxes. So to be able to do that, we need to have the values of the maximum and the minimum value of the attribute. So we should be ready with this. You know, I don't like the volume name. I'm going to use just vol because it's short. Now we are going to use the Vex node. Basically, we're going to read the result of the minimum value and max value and use that to create a ramp with a fit expression. So I'm going to create a float with max. I'm going to read a detail attribute from the first input. The attribute is called vol max and nothing more. The same for the minimum value, vol min, and just maybe create a debug attribute to be sure if I am getting the correct stuff. What is our attribute? Okay, the value is 25, which is correctly, as I can see it here. I hope that you can see it, the text on the screen. As I mentioned at the beginning of the live, I don't know why it is streaming at 1080 instead of 4K. So let's see if I can solve that for tomorrow. And if not, I'm going to upload the recording, the local recording for tomorrow. Yeah. So you're going to have the, okay, nice. Glad to hear that you can read it. Okay, just delete this. Maybe create an attribute, call it bevel mask, something like that. Let's use a fit expression and put the, we also should promote the original volume from sorry. So let's use the minimum, the maximum, and this will be remapped to 0 and 1. This is quite dumb because we have the same thing. But it should not be the same. Of course, you are seeing the volume attribute, not the bevel mask. Okay, there you go. Now we have a, well, let me change this for a more understandable gradient, a grayscale one. So here you go. Maybe we can also add a little remap here with a ramp. Okay. We are getting closer, guys. And scale this by attribute, and our attribute will be our bevel mask. Delete the p-scale, and let's see how these things start to behave. This is more interesting. You are right. We can press Ctrl and plus to increase the, but it's not working. Let me, okay, to increase the size of the text just to make sure that you can read it. Okay, just do a little recap here. And press the cranker. Maybe also flip the mask just to see how it behaves. I start to give some issues. Okay. Basically, with the labs node, again, we are. It is just we're just taking a shortcut to compute the maximum value of our volume, and when I say volume, is the size of each box. We are taking the maximum value of the volume and the minimum value, but of course those values are bigger than 1. I saw like the bigger one is 25. So if we are going to create a mask based on the volume, we need to remap the mask between 0 and 1. So after extract, yes, those values, we just used an attribute wrangler to create this custom attribute, which I called bevel mask. Let me just highlight this thing. This is what it's doing here. This expression is doing a fit range where you put the base data that you want to remap, the minimum value that ideally that data have, and the maximum value, and then the final values of the remap. So basically we are remapping the entire volume information between 0 and 1 to be used as a mask multiplier for the bevel. So yeah, I think it's more interesting to see this kind of behavior, especially here with this cube. It's a better one. I think that also maybe we can start to customize a little bit the layout of the cubes. For example, maybe we can rotate this one and maybe also this one, because if we are going to put our camera in something like this, I want to see that angle and also the angle changing over time. So no, this is not going to explode, Terry. Actually, everything is like a perfectly measured because we don't have intersection at this point. Oh, okay. What else? What else? Which can be our next step? Yeah, I think that we can flip those blocks just to have something similar that we have here on this reference. I like, well, this is more like a lighting reference. Maybe we can add some arcs just to make it a little bit more interesting. Or maybe what happens if now we retry to use the extrude subdivision. This one is from the empty lip. Oh well, okay. Amazing. Okay, why this is broken? Maybe there is an attribute that it doesn't like. Yeah, there is an attribute that he doesn't like, and looks like it is on primitives. No, in vertex. What we have in vertex? A normal. Interesting. The UV breaks this node. Maybe we can also exaggerate a little bit more the blocks, the extrusion blocks, and also reduce the inset. Not a big fan from the inset. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. What do you think, guys? I mean, it's interesting to see the animation, but I'm not sure if I like it. Also, there is a very tiny bevel on this one. Maybe the bevel can be after the extrude subdivision. You like it but static? Yeah, I think that it can work better on a static version. So, okay, maybe this is still not the day to use the extrude subdivision. Let's clean a little bit the file. Save a new version. Okay, let's stop this thing and maybe rearrange some of this. I am thinking like an optimal and also an interesting way to now work on the layout of the objects. Maybe something interesting to show you. I can pack everything again, right? With the, I guess that I still have the PR ID, yeah. I use the mobs edit node. Just start to clicking on this thing, but also let me try to have like a useful normals. I don't know why is everything turning blue, but well, I can live with that. Okay, now let's in quotes duplicate this one. Use another mouse edit. Sorry, I should ghost everything like this. Yeah, I like. I want to see like two big angles on the shot, like this and this one. So that's why I duplicated that one. How much time we already have with the live? 1 hour and a quarter. Yeah, okay. I think that we are close to have like the base layout. I think that I am missing to have everything a little bit closer, just to open everything after that. So maybe we can just randomize the scale. Okay, I'm going to randomize everything, but not this one and this one. Let's manually select like everything. I don't know why it is still insisting and affect the scale of those two. Maybe the group channel isn't correctly linked. I don't know. But everything has a solution here in Houdini. Okay, I think this can work. Of course, let's control this with a plain fall off. And maybe create another randomize, but for the C axis. So, okay, we have like this kind of structure. The camera will be something like this, and then suddenly everything will start to shrink. Maybe it's too exaggerated. Okay, I mean to have this entrance of light to bring the light here. But I believe that this should finish maybe a little bit sooner. Maybe also the griller can finish a little bit smoother. Okay, I like this one, but now we have some new elements with flickering. Let's see what is happening. Okay. It's interesting how this was working fine until not. Until I changed the keyframes. Okay, I think that I need to think on a smarter way to control this. I think that maybe I can just freeze the unstable faces. Also maybe disable the separation. Looks like the separation maybe was the problem. Yeah, the separation was the issue. But now I lost the shape that I wanted, I believe. No? Let's go to the end. No, the pattern is still the same. Now we should not have the flickers. Now it is working way better. What a better trick than this, man. How to solve the issues, the time dependency issues. Now let's bring a better animation curve again. Let's make like a little and quick camera test to see how this is looking on I think that a telephoto can help us here with a better mood, like on the reference. Also, let's put the background dark, disable the grid, maybe a 120 lens. I think that maybe I should add like a little element that might represent something like this one, because just to give something that can help to the scale sensation. Yeah, definitely I prefer the telephoto lens on this one. but also at the same time a wide lens. Let's saturate everything. Let's check our reference. No, this is too much. Maybe 70 millimeters. Okay, what can we introduce into the scene for the scale sensation? Let's see what can we use from the GSG library. Well, yeah, maybe a character, right? That will give us our scale of sensation. Maybe a firefighter just climbing the stair. The guy with the suitcase. Ah, this one. I was thinking that maybe the cameraman. What do you think about this one? This is the only pack that have characters. Yeah, it looks like this is the only one with characters. Which one? Yeah. This one is better. Yeah, you're right. Let's use this one. I know that I still owe you like the improvement that I told you last year, I believe, actually, for the GSG Studio. But definitely one big request will be to, on the right-click menu, to have an option for copy the path of the asset. Because if I don't want to use the the connector, yes, the connector bridge, I believe that can be called like that. I can just copy and paste the path of the file, and I don't like to use the. I don't know if you saw my previous live, but I don't like to use in this case the connector to send models, because they are created like a the FBX scene, which I think that is one of the less used methods to import FBX stuff, because definitely on complex models it can create a huge tree that can be understand or it is actually very difficult to use. So that's why I don't like to use the connector bridge for models. I just prefer to throw some the FBX file directly on a file node. So I have the asset here. Let's also replace this. Is another thing that I already proposed way back ago, before the before the GSG Studio, because look at this, I'm writing everything wrong. I think that it is a good idea to implement on the same package of the connector a variable that points into the GSG Studio library, because it is not a good workflow to have that everything that is imported from the GSG Studio is created with absolute paths. And because especially for the material, 6 texture per material, that will make everything like a little bit harder to, especially if you want to move from one computer to another, or if someone else needs to open the file from the team. It is better if this is handled like with a variable, so everyone can have the GSG Studio lib wherever he wants, and the path will be also always be linked. Yeah, man, I know. I promise that after the Mardini challenge, finally I will take the time to share the feedback. Yeah. Okay, let's continue with this. Okay, well, I like this module like this. And just to start to wrapping up this part, maybe I will do the look development on my side. Maybe I can do like a very quick test just for you and to leave it on the recording. But I think that maybe I can add like a stable floor, something like this, just to put this little man, which is actually right now not little, in one stable section, because probably if I put him maybe on this little block, it can look a little bit weird moving with everything. So if our camera will be something like this one, maybe we can you know what, maybe I can just create a sort of bridge or arc and put the man in top of that. Okay, let's but I believe that actually GSG already has a bridge. Let me find the model. I believe it is from the everyday model pack. I believe it is here. No, maybe in some of the Happy Toolbox. I love the concrete block models, by the way. I don't remember the do that. I know that it is here. Where? That's the question. Maybe the city blocks pack. This one. Yeah, this one. It's actually the Arc of the Triumph, but it works like a bridge for me. Okay. The props collection, you are right. Maybe we have a wider one on that collection. I forgot that one. Everyday model pack, broadcast models, the cosmetic package, no, right? No, this is only packaging. I know. Yeah, this is the one that I was looking for. This is interesting with the double arcs. Now you put me on a difficult position. I don't know which one I should use. Interesting. I like this one with the layered detail. I like this one with the double. Let's try with this one. Let's fix the scale. Now let's put our scale. I mean, of course that this is quite silly because I can just use one transform, but what can I say? I already do that for everything. Okay. So maybe our camera angle can be something like this one. I like it. I think that it works fine. Maybe I can reduce the height a little bit just to put the top layer closer to the arcs and then put the character there. I think it can work. So, but also let's be organized and do this on another node. Let's call this like a, I don't know, hero bridge, and this one like a arc structure, no, arc model, yeah, like this one. Let me disable the visualization one moment, and also, okay, there is a lot of polygons here. Maybe I can just use a lattice node again, which is the same operation like a freeform deformer from Cinema 4D. Let's copy the divisions value because we're going to use more than 3 on the height section. Maybe something like this. But we should try to avoid deformations on the top section. I think this can work. Maybe also put the bridge a little bit higher. Not too much. Maybe we can move the camera a little bit just to see a better volume from this section. Now let's add our little guy with the suitcase. But I am going to position this guy literally here in lobes. Okay. Yeah, he should be something like this on the third section. Yeah, exactly. This is Heisenberg making a delivery. Okay, well, I like it. What do you think, guys? Do you like it? I like the composition. Maybe now let's try to quickly experiment with some copies of this thing. Okay, maybe something like this. So everything is covered and then everything is open for Heisenberg. Yeah. Maybe let's add another copy. Shift and enter to create the edit very quickly and just reposition the new one. Okay, I want to block a little bit like the section on the left, but I think might be too much. Okay, maybe something like this. Actually, maybe we can just put on a group the bridge and Heisenberg. As soon that everything is revealing, the bridge also gets a little bit higher, but not too much. Yeah, the fog can be interesting, definitely. Okay, an easy way to add a group here. Let's call it a hero group, and now we have a group. Just a little touch, not too much. I think that it will be a good idea to also bake the arc model, because it has like a lot of deformation. If I want to do the playback directly here in Lobs, if I want to full performance, it will be a good idea to have this animation baked as USD. Okay, now everything is in real time. Okay, I have a weird path here created by the mobs convert. I will fix that on a second. I am thinking about increase this gap a little bit. Also, the bridge can start a little bit lower. Yeah, I like it. It's also important for the bridge that add a little bit of render time subdivision. Actually, for the guy too. So just add the entire hero group here. And let's fix that gap very quickly. Let's take the opportunity to clean the attributes a little bit. Okay, what we have here? We can delete the orient, the scale, the mobs fall off, maybe not yet. Let me explore what we have on that attribute. The up, the normals, because we are going to use the vertex normals, via scale. Also the rest. Okay, we have a... Yeah, this name attribute might work. The path. Just delete the path. And the PTID, I don't know what it is, because I didn't create that one. I created the PR ID, so maybe we can just delete that one too. Okay, now what we have on the mobs fall off. Looks like anything. Yeah, just delete that. Okay, now let's check the ID. Well, I think that we need everything packed here. Okay, here is our attributes. Just delete all the groups. Maybe we can use the bevel mask for something, I don't know. Just keep it. The mobs fall off. No, this is doing nothing. Okay, I don't know why it is creating the taper QL. Okay, I forgot the name. What the mobs fell off. Okay, what else? The ball, yeah, the ball, we're going to delete it. Also, we don't need it. The P scale and C scale. Let's promote all of the thing into points just to see if everything will be useful for us, but I don't think so, maybe, because this render will be very simple. So let me also enable my I don't have the batteries. I have a light here on my desktop, but I can turn it on with the remote controller, but I removed the batteries last week, so maybe for tomorrow. Yeah, this render will be very simple, so we are not going to have like a crazy attributes and nothing like that. So we just need like an ID attribute to create some randomizations on the scale and rotations of maybe for a concrete material. Beside that, I'm going to be honest, I don't need anything from this. So just delete everything without the PR ID, because that's our ID. Attribute promote, and just move the PR ID to point. Okay, now this asset definitely now is ready to be used. Because it is a very simple asset. I mean, I can like split every piece on different objects, but I'm not going to do that. Because again, we don't need it. For production, maybe yes, definitely that will be a good idea to have control of every element. Okay, well, now let's do it. I'm going to show you how you can do something like that, because in case might be useful for you on a production. So basically, we need to convert the ID that we already have into a useful string attribute like the name. So before move the ID attribute to points, I'm going to create a new name attribute using it on primitives. So just use a prim wrangler, create an attribute name, and maybe do something like I can't remember if this is valid, but or if this is in Python, but just add like a combine multiple strings with a plus sign. But if not, the function to combine strings is called concat, but let's try it. So basically this will be called block plus. We need to use this function to convert an integer data into a string, and just add the PR ID attribute. Okay, it worked. Now if I check, I have the name here, block 20, block 21, and so on. Now if I go to Solaris again, now I have everything splitted. So let me go into this one. So of course, this is a very useful thing for production in case you want to move something or duplicate one of the blocks. So, and as you saw, it's not a difficult thing to do. Basically, you need to understand what kind of data you can use as a base to organize and split your blocks. So let's just update the cache. Okay, we have everything ready again. Yeah, I forgot to open this gap a bit more, which was actually the original plan. Okay, where we can do that? Maybe just here, like the final edit. Okay, looks like this is the one that we need to move, because all the blocks are packed. I can just control it with mouse, or not. Why I can control this? Because it has a fall off. Let me disable the cache for 1 second. Actually lock the viewport and move it this thing. Looks like we have a duplicated ID here, but it's okay. Because this is like the other copy that we have for the element. You know what? I'm going to disable this. I'm going to enable the cache everything. Let's wait for a few seconds. And just because we are in Solaris, I want to show you that actually you can do this fix very easily here. I press the S key to select both the leaf primitive, which is the last one on the hierarchy, and now I can just move it manually here. I think that, yeah, something like this, just to have the top block aligned with this line. Because we are moving that unique copy, the other one is no longer affected. I think that I want to cover this gap that we have here, this negative space, and just to have the lighting coming from this section, maybe another one above this section, but I don't want to light the background like this, so maybe just create another duplicate. And of course I can create so many duplicates or so many copies as I want, because they are just cubes. I don't need to convert them into instances or something like that. Okay, something like this should work. Okay, I like it. Just throw some, like a one light, and let's grab the life at this point. Also because I need to turn on the lights of my living. Okay, let's just drop an area light. I think that, well, I don't know if you guys are still here. Just let me know, what do you prefer to see on the next live? Maybe we can see the look development for the next one instead of the scene creation and preparation, which of course that can take a lot of time depending of the idea. Also, well, you already saw like my kind of creative production process. I like to see some reference. Of course, take the opportunity to talk a little bit with you because I am happy that you are here. In case that someone is still here. But yeah, of course I can create this thing a little bit quicker without talk, but this is a good practice. Just enable Redshift, and like on the previous live, I have no idea if this will crash by enable Redshift, but just because of the streaming, because the streaming also consumes a good part of the GPU. Okay, we have something. Maybe start by adding a few more bounces. Looks like I don't have here the GI bounces, but we can enable here the volume scattering. And also let me enable the tone mapping of the camera just to have the chance to increase the intensity of the light a lot. Also, let me create a material, a basic one for now. I'm just going to assign it as with these expressions because it is very smart and it is able to find all my objects, but now it is frozen. Okay. Maybe also add a little round corner here. Maybe this light can be bigger. Sorry, the other one. And just explode the intensity from this one. Okay, definitely too much, but this is because of the volume. It is too much. Okay, maybe also reduce the spread. Okay, the silhouette of the little guy start to appear. That's something. Let's add like a little light here to pop up the arcs. But this one should not be visible. And without volume. Also increase the intensity a little bit. Maybe too much. Okay, we start to have something. Of course, the reference has a lot of contrast. Maybe we can bring a little bit of contrast, well, with two things. First, with a lot. Remember that we have very high contrast. Okay, the name is very clear with the level of contrast. Okay, maybe also increase the blacks like this. Now we can increase the intensity of the lights a little bit more. The volume from this one is 0, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, I think, well, actually, let's increase the height of this light a little bit, just to have a little bit of feel on the little guy here. Of course, I'm going to add another fill, a small one, to bring the little guy a little bit more. Okay. Oh well, don't worry, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks a lot. I think that I'm going to wrap it up right now. It was a very good moment, so thank you so much for being here. I'm going to finish the look development for this scene on my side and start to rendering. But it's okay, I think that it is pretty close. So thanks again for being here. Thanks for your inputs and for helping me to decide the models and that kind of thing. So take care and well, see you on the next live. I don't know if Terry is still here, but thanks also, and thanks for everyone that will see the recording. So let me find the OBS here. Give me 1 second. Okay. Well, bye bye. Hope you like the piece. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Cheers.